weird. You look weirder.
Me and Mom just pulled up to the Starbucks drive-thru and we're gonna get
Friday!
It's Friday. Mom got off of work early. We're gonna get a coffee and then we're gonna answer some questions. I asked on Instagram to ask me and Mom questions because
you're not gonna tell me ahead of time?
No. They're like for both of us. So
okay.
I'm sure a lot of people are gonna have questions about the wedding, I already looked at some of them, but get our coffee and then we'll pull over and answer some questions. Got our coffees, now let's answer some questions. I made her park in a random parking lot. Oh, this is my mom, Rachel. You guys have probably seen her.
Nice to meet you. This is my daughter, Avery.
This is my third coffee today.
Let's see, I had coffee at home. I had Dunkin' vanilla bean, and then I just had a few sips of my other coffee, and now I'm having this one. This one's good today.
This one's good, yeah.
Yeah, and it's only 2:30.
Let's start off with the bank.
Okay.
If you didn't know, most of these are going to be about the wedding because I just recently got engaged, yada, yada, yada. Our wedding's in November, so it's coming up soon. So that's all I've been talking about too, so makes sense why these are all about the wedding. Okay, number one, first, about Aiden, my fiance. How does your mom and Aiden get along?
Aiden is my favorite child.
Yeah.
I think Aiden and I get along great. I know I get on his nerves sometimes, but he's always very nice to me, and we've had some really good talks, and Aiden and I get along great.
Yeah.
Aiden's like my other child. I mean, they've been together since they were in middle school pretty much. So
Mom and Aiden met when, he was probably 14 or 15, so it's been a long time. I knew she was going to say that she likes him more than me.
I love him to death. He's my fourth child.
Okay, when's the wedding? The wedding's in November. It's Thanksgiving week, so
because she wanted to follow in her parents' footsteps and get married the week of Thanksgiving.
This is actually funny because Mom always likes to insert herself into people's things, but not in like sometimes in a bad way.
Into people's things.
But no, listen. Fine. No, it's funny because it's actually my bad this time because her and Dad got engaged in the summer and then got married the week of Thanksgiving, and that's exactly what me and Aiden are doing.
And also, but when they get married, they're going to be getting married the same week as me and her dad. But now it's going to break up their dating anniversary because their half-year anniversary is actually my birthday. So
you see what I mean? You see what I mean? She makes it about herself.
That's right. Let's see if people can guess your dating anniversary. Wonder if they can guess.
Go to Dunkin'/coffee order. You've had both today, so what's your Dunkin' and your Starbucks order?
Okay, so my Dunkin' order, which
I've had Dunkin' and Starbucks today too.
Okay, my Dunkin' order, I either do a medium or a large, and it depends on which Dunkin' I go to. So if I go to the one Dunkin' closest to my work, I do a medium cold brew, 2 shots of vanilla bean and 2 creams. If I go to the one near my house, I do a large cold brew, 2 shots of vanilla bean and 2 creams because the one by my house is heavy on the shots. So
okay, and then
Starbucks, I do a vanilla sweet cream cold brew, and foam. Since it's fall, I'm doing pumpkin cold foam. But usually I just do a venti vanilla sweet cream cold brew and don't do the foam.
Sometimes you get the regular foam though.
Yeah, sometimes, but not often.
I get Larry. Hello?
No one's gonna be home.
You can't empty the groceries by yourself.
I like to have some help.
Why? Because you're elderly?
Yeah.
Well, your son will probably be home.
Okay, all right, bye.
Okay. Dunkin' Donuts order.
Now that just proves how helpless Larry is, just letting y'all know.
Yeah, my Dunkin' Donuts order is a medium iced latte with an extra shot of espresso and 1 pump of flavor. Right now it's pumpkin or caramel. And then I usually get the same thing at Starbucks, or I've been getting this pumpkin cream cold brew because it's pretty good.
You usually get hooked on one coffee and then you get so sick of it.
And then I switch.
But usually what happens if we get Starbucks in the afternoon, usually without fail, she hates her coffee every time.
I try and change it when I should just get what I like. But is your mom or dad walking you down the aisle or just...
Oh, I'm walking her down the aisle.
No. So I think what we're going to do, because me and Aiden each have a brother, so my brother will walk mom down the aisle, and then his brother will walk his mom down the aisle. I think that's what we're gonna do.
Right, just take us to our seats, and
Yeah.
it's very traditional. Her dad's gonna walk her down the aisle while I'm sobbing my brains out.
Yeah, I'm not. Someone asked, I don't know where it is, but who's gonna cry the most? Either Aiden's mom, and Aiden's mom's gonna take
Probably
the cake.
Aiden's mom and Larry.
I don't feel like Larry's gonna cry that much just because he's gonna be in front of a lot of people.
It depends. Larry can be a big crier. Like, he cried more every time I gave birth. He was bawling, crying when I had
I
Zane.
feel like you're gonna cry, but
But he cried he cried the entire time during our wedding. I looked over and I was like, what is he doing?
I don't think Aiden's gonna cry.
I think Aiden will just be grinning really big and he'll be sweating.
Yeah, he'll be sweating.
Yeah, he'll be dripping sweat, like nervous,
Wait,
but
it's his last name.
he's going to live up to his last name. But yeah, I think it's definitely going to be
Miss Aiden's mom for sure, 110%. Like, she's gonna take the cake on
right.
crying.
Like, I'll definitely be super emotional.
But
I'll
I
probably
feel
cry
like
more at night.
later when you're by
later when it
yourself.
hits me, because there'll be too much adrenaline and I won't want to mess my makeup up. But no, I'll probably still cry.
Okay, another wedding question. What is your mom looking forward to the most about the wedding? What are you looking forward to the most?
Probably just to see y'all do your vows. To see
We're
now I
not,
will
doing
start
we're
crying.
not doing vows. We're just doing
Well,
like
like,
the generic
That's
ones.
what I mean. Just seeing y'all say I do and things like that. Actually, I think I'm most probably right this moment, if you ask me exactly what she's walking down the aisle to. And when
It's a good song.
the moment that, I'm not even going to say what's going to happen, but
it's a surprise.
yeah, it's a surprise. So that's I was probably most excited about that yesterday.
Yeah. We met with our
And now I
wedding
probably will be bawling
we're
when
meeting
that
with
happens.
we met with our wedding coordinator yesterday, so we're fresh on
And
the
can I
wedding
say
stuff.
that was a blessing come true. She is a friend of the family, but she is super, super talented, and
Thank the Lord. Thank
she
the Lord
literally
through this
it was
whole
a blessing.
process,
It was
though,
a blessing for sure.
But this whole process is just crazy because my cousin, mom's niece, is a florist, so she doesn't
And
even
super
live here. She's
talented.
coming into town to do it. The wedding coordinator, a friend we've known for a long time from church. I used to babysit her kids. So it's just been a lot
Talk about having friends in super high places, because they are beyond sweet people, but so talented.
And I feel like we're doing the whole thing. Like, we're not hiring a bunch of people we don't know. Like, my brother's going to be the DJ. I know all the photographers, and the photographer and the videographer I went to high school with.
Right.
So it's just a bunch. It's literally going to be a high school reunion with all of our friends
Have
there.
you talked about who's marrying you?
Oh, one of our good friends, he actually lived with Aiden for a year in college, is gonna be our officiate and marry us. So that's really
But they went to high school with him too.
Yeah,
Almost the whole wedding party. The whole wedding party you went to high school with.
We each have 3 friends from high school and I have way more friends from high school. He has 3 friends from high school on his side.
You said I have way more friends from high school.
No, way more friends on my side from high school.
Well, that's good to say that, because Aiden knows 955,000 people. That's why we had to narrow the list down, or we wouldn't have had a big enough venue to get married.
Okay.
You got a lot of questions.
I know. Is you or your sister more like your mom?
It's funny. I think it's really funny, and you know what I'm going to say. Carly is very much like me, and we're very emotional. Like, when you talk about who's going to cry. Like, I'll cry later. Like, I cry probably a lot. I cry a lot.
I feel like Carly won't cry at the wedding.
I don't know, but Carly is very emotional. Like, if I want to tune into my emotional side, like, Carly and I bond on that kind of level, and we're a lot alike. But Avery is a lot like me too. Like, they are such a mix of me. Like, I always used to say that Carly is every ounce of emotion I've ever had and sweetness, and Avery is every ounce of sarcasm I've ever had. Because
I think just growing up, because Carly was so emotional, I was like, I can't be emotional.
Yeah, Avery does it, but secretly she is. She's a mama's girl deep down, but she won't admit it.
Do we have more similarities or differences?
Me and you?
Yeah.
I think a lot more similarities. Like, Avery's my go-to of, like, let's talk about things that are going on. And I mean, not that we ever gossip.
Because Carly Carly refuses to ever talk, not that we're even talking bad about somebody, but I feel like that's normal.
Like Avery and I like to talk about current events and things that are going on, and we like the same TV show. Like we have a lot of things like that in common, and Carly doesn't.
Carly's just very, like, she doesn't go on social media very much. She's just like very to her.
But Avery and I like watching TV together. We like all the same kind of shows. Carly doesn't want to watch any of that stuff with us. We like the same movies. We like doing the same things. So I think we have a lot in common that way. It's just really such a, I can't say that one of you is like me more than the other, because it's such a good balance, because like, each of your kids are so different, and there's things you love about them in different ways, which are awesome, which all three of my kids are so different, but they're all very similar. They're all very loving towards me, so, but all in different ways. So
I feel like,
I think
if
it's a
you
good
were to
balance.
first ask me, I'd say Carly, but
now she knows she's just like me. Don't you love admitting that? Doesn't it make you feel good?
Have you and your mom run into tension over the guest list? Not really tension.
Not at all.
Well, not really tension,
That was a lie. That was a lie. I was being funny.
You're being sarcastic? I don't really
We haven't fought at all this entire time.
Not, okay, maybe we fought, but not about the guest list. Just with like, she wanted originally for it to be a smaller guest list, and then we kind of went over that, and I was like, well, oops. And then she wants to keep adding people.
Right. Well, but I'm just like, well, you know, it's up to me. So if I keep adding people, it's only on me. It only makes it more expensive. But I did honor her request in certain things that, like, if they weren't, you know, if they were people that she didn't really even know, it really made no sense. I mean, there's people that I know that she doesn't really know. And at the end of the day, it is sort of weird to have a bunch of people I know but don't even know my daughter. So I agree with that at the end.
Yeah, I feel
it's one of those things you get into. You're like, we always, Avery, well, I will tell you how you are a lot like me. We hate to hurt people's feelings. Like, we feel like, oh, we might hurt someone's feelings if we don't invite them. But you finally have to realize that you want the people at your wedding.
But then it's probably, they don't even give a frick. They probably don't even want to come. Like the people I'm worried about.
Yeah, I know.
Their feelings.
Because, I mean, a lot of people, like, if I don't get invited to weddings, I would never be upset.
Unless it was like your best friend or something.
Yeah, unless it was like my best friend.
How do you feel about Avery not living at home? We can't talk about it.
I can't talk about it. Yeah, you're trying to make me cry.
We aren't allowed to talk about it.
Now I will start crying. I mean, I know, I keep trying to tell myself, like, every stage of their life, like when Carly moved away, I didn't think I would be able to breathe, but I thought I was it was terrible. But I knew I had Zane and Avery still at home, and then I knew she would come visit, so that happened. And then when Avery left, I thought, like, I was like, they're just like chopping both my arms off. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But then she came home so soon.
I left for like 3 months and then moved home. So
and can we be honest? She came home after like a week and she left. She's like, all right, I'll see you.
Okay, and then I came home crying.
15 minutes later, I thought she wrecked her car. She comes busting through the door, and like the only one of like the 3 times she's ever cried, and burst into tears. And secretly, I was so happy because she wanted to move back home, and I'm like, okay, good.
Yeah, so in my 22 years I've lived at home, I've only not lived at home for I came home every weekend though, so it doesn't even
but
count.
what I think that I'm gonna stress myself out about you moving, but I do feel like Aiden's gonna travel a lot and she's gonna be home a lot, and if I want to see her, I'll come see her. So
Aiden is a baseball coach, so he's gonna be gone a lot of weekends. So I'm like, I'm not staying there by myself.
Right. I think what I'll be upset about too is if my grandkids grow up in a place far away from me. That'll be sad. It's
probably not gonna be here.
So I'm hoping I can retire and I'll just live in a camper and I'll travel the world to see my grandkids.
Is your mom happy you're marrying young? I feel like you don't really care. You might as well.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to see, I mean, it was sort of sad seeing them do long distance. And I mean, they've been together for so long and she's just sort of in a limbo. I mean, I don't feel like there's any reason to wait.
Yeah, there is no reason
and to me, I mean, yeah, she's young.
We're both out of college though.
Right. I mean, they both graduated college. I think they're doing everything the exact right way. They're getting married, then they're moving in together, you know? I mean, but there's just really, at this point, I'm even the one that told her, like, what are you waiting? Like, it's not really any reason to wait. And to me, I don't think you're that young when y'all have been together this long. Like, it would be different if y'all just met, like, a couple months ago. That'd be weird, but...
What's been your favorite part of planning the wedding? And then I'll tell you mine.
The favorite part of planning the wedding is having someone else help us now, because I've never been so stressed in my life.
I feel like the most fun part is like the flowers, but I don't even have to do that. Just seeing what it's gonna look like. Picking
I think
like the decoration.
Favorite part was going with her to try on dresses. That was fun.
Even though I didn't even buy one there.
And like I told her last week, we made one of the decorations for the bridal shower, and little tiny things that, like, little projects, like, that's fun. It's when you're trying to think of doing everything at one time, it just gets so overwhelming.
Yeah. No, I'm not gonna live in Florida after the wedding. That's why Mom's sad. That's why she's sad. My wedding colors are just super, super neutral, like creams and whites and white flowers and white roses and baby's breath. That's the theme.
No color.
What's the biggest thing you guys argue about with the wedding coming up? I know the biggest thing I argue about is it's my wedding, it's not hers, and she loves to insert her opinion.
God, that was rude.
It's just the truth.
No, I don't insert my opinion. I give her grown-up opinions, like, because there are some things, like, she hasn't lived on her own. She hasn't done, there's certain things that oh no, it's not. Things about, like, the food, because, and I've explained this to you and to several people, like, Avery could care less about the food, but I'm the same way. When I was younger, I just wanted it to look a certain way.
Yeah, I feel like
the
food is what we've argued about the most.
Yes, the food, because at the welcome party, she just, like, I said, we need to have more food. A lot of people are going to be here from out of town. We need to feed these people. And at the reception, she wanted a really light hors d'oeuvre, and I said, no, we need to have heavier hors d'oeuvre. So in the end, I've won on both issues. So
yeah, whatever. Stacey loves to win. Anyway,
I'm just kidding. It's your wedding, but I want it to be perfect.
Okay, my camera just died, but we pretty much answered most of
that. Was fun. We didn't have too many people looking at us.
Questions, but
bye.